Awesome. We're on? We're live. Cool. Well, bro, good to have you here.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, bro.
So for those of you that don't know, this is Hassain, New Money, big online community, basically teaching people how to level up in life, personal growth, personal development, and how to make money online. Is that essentially what New Money is?
Yeah, I'd say that's the main description of the group. We're helping people make money online. Obviously, make money in general, but mainly make money online, because if you have money online, you have geographical freedom as well. So that's the main theme of the group, yeah.
100%. And that's, like, we're a big believer of making money online as well, because when you make money and you're tied to a certain location, you're just so restricted. And having freedom, being able to go to Bali tomorrow and work from your laptop, that freedom and flexibility, I believe is actually better than earning a lot of money.
Like, you did a poll yesterday on your Instagram, and it was like, would you rather make 20K stuck in an office job or 10K on your laptop traveling the world? And what was it, 90% of people put 10K?
10K, so less money, but they want that freedom and flexibility to be able to do what they want when they want.
Because you don't want money for the sake of money. Like, money is literally just numbers on the screen. You only want money so that you can go where you want, with who you want, sleep when you want, wake up when you want. So yeah, if you have 10K a month traveling the world with your laptop, you can go pretty much most places. Yeah, you can't fly first class, you can't fly business really. You can't stay at 5-star hotels all the time, but you can basically go where you want, do what you want, eat what you want, and your freedom. Whereas with a 20K office job, you can't even use that money.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe you have a nicer watch, but that's not happiness. Happiness are the experiences.
Yeah, because you're stuck in that small place and you're working a 9 to 5 and you're working most of your life. And then all you look forward to is the weekends. But when you have that freedom and flexibility, you look forward to every day. Like, for me, every day just blends in.
I do know what day it is. I was going to say I don't know what day it is, but I know it's Friday. Cause when we were here, we were stuck in traffic for 50 minutes. And my friend Craig, he was just telling me that it's Friday night, that's why it's busy.
But if you weren't, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known. Because they're all the same.
They just blend in.
Like, I was going to say to you guys, like, do you feel like as soon as you work on your own business and do your own thing, like, every day is the same compared to when you're in a 9 to 5, like, you really know the days?
Yes, because when you work a 9 to 5, normally it's Monday to Friday, and you're looking forward to Friday because the weekend comes, so you know it's Thursday, oh, there's only Friday left and it's the weekend. But when you work for yourself, it's 24/7. Like, do you take days off? I've never had a day off.
No.
You're counting down the days. Like, Monday feels like, literally, I even remember from school, the feeling of like every day was different. Monday and Tuesday is all different. Wednesday is different to Tuesday. Thursday is different to Wednesday. Because Thursday is like, week's nearly done. Wednesday is like maybe the worst because it's right in the middle of the week. Or Tuesday is probably the worst actually.
Yeah.
Tuesday's like, we're not even close. Wednesday is like, you're starting to see the finish line.
Thursday's
Thursday, tomorrow's the good day. Friday night was probably the best day of the week.
Yeah.
Right, because then you know, I got the whole of Saturday and Sunday. Even Saturday night, towards the end of Saturday night, you're starting to think, shit, tomorrow's Sunday morning, and got depressing. So each day you knew when it was. Each hour you knew what it was, because like, you don't have that many free hours. Whereas when you work for yourself, every hour you can completely allocate to do. I'm putting this hour into this task, which will push me forwards when I wanna to where I want to be.
Do you work certain hours, or are you just kind of always on all the time?
I'm always on. I don't really have a certain thing where it's like these hours I'm working. Maybe I'd be more productive if I took a little bit extra time off. And I don't know. My mindset is like I'm always on call. I feel like you're more. I feel like you're more successful that way. You're more competitive, and it's like I like what I do.
Yeah.
And it's like what I say is there's definitely times when I get tired. Everyone gets tired if they say they're not, they're lying. But it's just like when I'm tired, I do something else. So for example, if I'm tired, instead of like doing something that I don't want to do, I'll call my mum that I know I'm going to do in the day anyway, or I'm going to do in the week anyway, or whenever. Or I'll call one of my business partners because I find that task more enjoyable, let's say, than doing something I don't want to do maybe. Or maybe I'll do this podcast instead of doing something else. Because this is still work, it's still building our brands, it's still productive. But maybe it's better than writing an email or something, or customer support or whatever. You know, so it's like I just do different tasks when I'm tired. That way I just switch between different tasks. Oh, I'm feeling tired? All right, call my mum. Oh, I'm tired? All right, do a podcast. All right, I'm tired? Do a voice note to my Telegram channel. All right, I'm tired? I'll write a tweet. So I always have tasks to switch between.
And you just switch it up to keep it interesting. And I think if you don't do that and you just get stuck in that mundane routine, that is why you need that break. But because we're always switching it up and we love what we do, we don't need that break.
Yeah, so with the people working these traditional 9 to 5 jobs, you have to kind of like, you're gonna get more tired, you're gonna get burnt out because you're being forced to do that task, that time on a Thursday afternoon when you don't want to. Whereas on a Thursday afternoon, if we're tired, let's say you're tired, lovely apartment we're here in right now, you can just go downstairs. There's like this whole beach in JBR, it's crazy. 20 something different hotels right next to us with 5-star hotels with pools. We were just making a joke before we started. So I live on the Palm, and we were saying that I can literally just walk out my door onto the beach. And then Joseph was like, I have to walk down 30 seconds. And so we sound so bad compared to the average person, because the average person, like, I mean, I used to live in Coventry in England.
Yeah.
There's no beach anywhere. It's right in the middle of the country. What about you? Where did you guys?
Yeah, we both grew up in New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah.
Not
Was
like
the beach in the, like, how far was the beach from you guys?
15 minutes for
yeah.
me.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
But that's New Zealand.
But New Zealand, beautiful country, amazing, green. People are friendly. Like, it's a clean country, but very slow moving. It feels like a retirement village, not much happening. No one's hustling, no one's going after it, no one's trying to. So just being there, by default, your energy and your motivation, your drive just goes down. And that's one of the reasons why we moved to Dubai.
Yeah, it's like, because, right, even if you do anything in New Zealand, you'll be seen as like a big fish, if you will. But like, as soon as you come to Dubai, you really get humbled straight away, because you just see like the Ferrari supercars everywhere. And it's super motivating to be here, because like you can network with people, and like you get an opportunity to like meet people like Hassain and Joseph.
Just opens up so many doors where New Zealand definitely didn't have that. I presume that's the same reason why you moved to Dubai.
Yeah, one of the reasons, probably actually the main reason, I don't talk about this enough online, is because in England I had like points on my license, and I couldn't get insured at my age to buy supercars, and I knew I wanted to buy supercars and build my brand with supercars, and just have them for the sake of it. So then it's like, okay, if I go to Dubai, and then I ended up losing my license. That further accelerates the problem of I need to move out of England. So yeah, in Dubai it's very easy to get insurance on supercars. A, it's cheaper, and B, it's like you physically can. In England it's like, maybe unless you pay 50,000 a year with some dodgy some weird like party thing, it's hard to get insurance. That was one of the main reasons why I moved. But yeah, in New Zealand you're always going to feel like the big fish in like a certain hometown.
Yeah.
In England, in Coventry, if I went back to Coventry now, I feel like the biggest guy there. Even though it's not true, I would feel like the biggest guy in the whole place, just because I don't know anyone else with 6 supercars. But in Dubai, you cannot ever get cocky or arrogant, because there's literally like royalty and oil money here. So just levels of the game.
There's levels that you don't even realize, and that most people can't fathom. And even if they did find out, they wouldn't actually be able to comprehend or believe that people are doing like
there's
these
money
days.
everywhere. Like this view here, like there's literally millionaires in all these buildings. Okay, not everyone's a millionaire, of course not. There are people making a few grand a month and they just work a job and they live in these places, but not this place, but in those kind of places maybe. But there's a millionaire everywhere you look. There'll be some millionaire. There'll be some billionaire probably nearly everywhere you look. It's just so much money here. But you know, you're talking about the paceness of life. Like, it's just the hierarchy. It's like Dubai, Miami might be the highest in the world in terms of like hierarchy, how fast it is.
Yep.
Maybe New Zealand's more in the middle. Some places in America, like Michigan, actually that might be quite slow, but places like Thailand
Yeah.
and places like Bali, like it's really chill there. Like, the locals there, they don't. Pakistan as well. I was just in Pakistan for my friend's wedding. They don't care about money there. It's just all about family, children.
Different mindset.
And they're just focused on like having a traditional education. Okay, what have you achieved? Are you a respectable person? Okay, this guy's a lawyer. It doesn't matter how much he makes. He's a lawyer in Pakistan. He's respectable. You call his phone. He's a lawyer, right? Whereas in Dubai and Miami, it's more like how much money is this guy making? How many followers does he have? It's a more shallow way of life, but.
Yeah, it's definitely different, eh?
You were just in Thailand, right? You showed me the video.
Yeah, Thailand is one of our favorite countries.
love
Same with my brother and my team. Like, to me, it's Dubai and Thailand are both my favorite places, and they're completely different.
Same, yeah.
Dubai, I like it because it's the hustle and it motivates you and it pushes you. But then Thailand, I just love because it's, the sun. I can go to a restaurant, I can be wearing a singlet, short shorts and sandals, sweat dripping down my back, and I don't mind.
Yeah.
In Dubai, I can't do that. I got to have like a nice shirt on, I can't be sweating. So it's completely different. And I think you need a bit of both.
The contrast, right?
The contrast,
Yeah.
and that, for me, that works good. And I love travel, and since we're all online, we can travel, and it gives us that freedom to do so. So we have access to that, so we may as well utilize it, Because you do a lot of travel as well, don't you?
Yeah, I go to a few places. I was just in Thailand. Yeah, literally, I just came back from Thailand. Like a
And
week.
was it US recently as well?
Yeah, Thailand the most recently. Then I was Pakistan for my friend's wedding a month ago, like Christmas Eve, I think it was. And then just before that was Amsterdam, and then it was America in the same month, November.
Yeah.
All the time moving. Just because people want to meet, you want to meet them. Why not? I can do the same. I can be as productive in that city as this city.
Yep.
All right, maybe you lose 5% efficiency because you haven't got your home, your home base, your setup, your kitchen. But then it's like, okay, you lose 5% efficiency, but then you gain 30% more fun and memories And I
Yeah.
also look
Yeah.
at like creating memories as work. That's something I actually believe in a lot. Like my mindset is always do more, think less. Like play hard and then work hard. So it's like working hard makes us more money, it progresses us. But then playing hard, that's also I count that as work because it builds up the memory bank. Right? I don't want to be 37, 42, 49 and be like, okay, I didn't use my 20s as much as I should have. I'm sure when you look back on your life, you're like, you're 20, sorry.
30.
I'm making it sound like
Yeah, we'll say I'm 20. Yeah.
Huh?
We'll say I'm 20.
But I'm making it sound like Joseph's not my bad. But yeah, but I'm sure though, over the last few years, Joseph's gonna be like, okay, I've made so much progress in his 20s as well, but also he's had a ton of fun. He's always traveling, he's been making money for a while. So that's super, super important to me, because I think Hamosi says this as well. He's like, I think he's like 32.
Yeah, he is.
Or 33 maybe even. I'm not sure. And he talks about how he'd rather go back to being 20 and broke than his current age now with his money. I think I heard him say that somewhere. And I was just thinking, for me, that's almost like, I don't want to have that feeling. I know I probably will have that feeling because we all would be like, okay, if I had that same knowledge at 20, I'll be even more successful and have more fun. But I'm trying my best to kind of not look at a certain age and be like, I wish I could go back. Like I'm 24 now, but I wouldn't want to be 20 and broke again now. Like I'm actually happy with where I'm at. And
Well, you're basically 20 anyway. So for you, it's just removing 4 years.
no, but I mean like,
And then
okay.
you lose 6 supercars.
Okay, but I mean like, you know, there's some people who are say 27 and they wish they were even 25. Like each year they feel like they've...
Yeah.
4
I
years is
think-
a lot. Man. 4
yeah.
years is a
Yeah,
lot.
it is.
Like you're how old?
I'm 25.
If I told you would you want to go back to 20 being broke, would you take it?
I mean, to be honest, yes, because I would make different choices. But
Yeah, then.
yeah,
It's a hard one because it's kind of like, it's almost like painful to admit. It's kind of, for me, it's painful to admit that. I'm kind of happy with the fact that I wouldn't. But then if I don't make as much progress in the next 2-3 years as I'd like, and I'm 27, then I'll be like, okay, I'd rather be 20 and broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like I always say, the richer you get, the younger you become, if it's at a quick enough rate. So let's say now I'm multi-millionaire at 24, but let's say at 27 I stay making the same amount per month per year, then I'm older. Now I'm
Yeah,
quite old in my
yeah.
opinion. But if I get much richer, then I'm younger.
Yeah.
I mean, a good
Makes
example is, let's say someone like Tate, right? Tate a few years ago was nowhere near as rich as he is now. Let's say he was like 33. He's 33, but he's not got that much money. But now he's 37, and he's worth a lot.
Yeah.
So now he's, I think, in my opinion, he's
Younger.
younger. So money youngins you, if
Yeah.
makes
I
you younger,
agree.
in my opinion.
And it also depends on, okay, let's just say you were 20 again. Are you 20 again now in this year, 2024? Or are you 20 again back when you
Before
were
AI.
20?
yeah.
No, back
Well,
to when you before.
Well,
Go back
then
in time.
maybe because you kind of understand where the world's going and social media, and you can understand get on now. But if you became 20 today in 2024 with everything that's online now and all the content, it's a lot of catching up to do. You know, like you're starting from zero.
Yeah.
Like it's you have
Yeah.
your following. You don't have like you're starting from zero. But if you could go back to the year that you were 20, but you know that the world's going to be like this, and you just start pumping out content 100 times more than anyone else, you can grow like this. But if you start pumping up content now, there's so many other people doing it. You won't get that same
Even I've
leverage.
noticed over the
Yeah.
past year, there's been so many more people. Like before, it was almost like people were scared of putting themselves out there. People are scared of being producers. But now everyone's becoming a producer instead of a consumer. Obviously, people still consume online. I still buy things online all the time.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's just like more and more people are becoming producers. Whereas before, it was like everyone just thought, oh, it's kind of weird to post content of like your food, make a YouTube video of your food and a vlog and your daily life. But now everyone's seeing the opportunity of like putting yourself out there. So people are like, okay, I should do it because Hassan's done it, Joseph's done it, Kari's doing it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know.
And the world's definitely changing. Like, if you think about it, like 10 years ago on social media, there was only a few creators,
Yeah.
and then everyone else was consumers watching them.
That's my point. Yeah.
But now, my
Everyone.
wife's sister's friend is on TikTok. Like, everyone that I know is creating content.
Yeah. Everyone. No, like literally.
Everyone.
This is actually
My
true
mum and
story.
dad are on Instagram.
Do you know this guy on Twitter called the Top Jeet?
No.
So there's this Indian kid, right? He's like 21, right? He's not rich. He's not.
Yeah.
Like, he's not really known for anything. Let's say you're known for like fitness and stuff, and now it's business as well. But he's not really known for anything. But he's this 21-year-old kid in the middle of India. He called himself Top Jeet, right? It's like copying Top G's name, right? And this guy, like, okay, he's got 4,000 followers, but it's been like a week. That's a very quick comment. He went from 50 followers, like literally zero, to 4,500 or something in a week. And I'm actually be going to India in a few days to meet him. We're going to do like a vlog and make it cool.
Yep.
Now he's blowing up on this niche on Twitter called Money Twitter, which I'm involved with, right?
Yep.
He's blowing up. He's taking it by storm. It's because he just sat there making videos, like obviously talking in an Indian accent, and everyone was like laughing and judging him at first. But he's done super, super well, and I respect action takers. So I said, if you come to Dubai, I'll buy you a Rolex. But you can't because of the visa, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm going to India to see him. And the point I'm trying to make is that he's now making content. A few years ago, that was seen as crazy. Like someone who hasn't really got like money or really, he's not really known for something, just putting themselves out there. But now every random guy is just putting themselves out there because they see there's like an opportunity. And then because he started making those videos, other guys from his city in India, other town in India, they've now started making videos as well. There's a bunch of them now. Like everyone's being inspired to make videos.
They're just learning, and people are just understanding that exposure is
Attention economy.
It's attention economy. Money flows where attention is. So if they can build attention, they can build an audience, they can monetize it. And I guess we've understood that. So that's why we've just been creating content. Like
people hear that though, and then they think like, oh, that means like oh, I'm gonna like do something to my audience. I'm gonna like scam them. I'm gonna rug them. It's not. We're not talking rug pulls. We're talking like if you build an audience, let's say this is your audience, and then it's like, okay, I'm talking about this content, so now my audience would want to buy this kind of product because they're interested in this topic, whatever it is. Let's say fitness content, right? Fitness audience. Okay, they want to build muscle like you. Okay, you sell them a product on how to build muscle, and you give them all your knowledge. That's not. Like, people have this bad connotation with selling. It's like selling is a bad thing. No, I'm saying sell as much as possible. Like a lot of people who follow me closely know, buy or die. That's my selling strategy. It's like either they buy from me or they're dead to me. And the reason why I learned this is because it's classic door-to-door mindset. It's like you knock on the door, you have to sell to them in that moment, or you're never going to see them again. It's not like with ads you can retarget them. It's not like with social media they can see your Instagram story again. Like no, they're gone. I learned how to just be very, very convincing. It's like sell now, or we're never going to get them again.
Yeah.
Super important. And most of you would do very well in life doing door-to-door because it teaches you that mindset.
I was just going to say, I guess you could learn so much from door-to-door sales because you're physically learning it hand to hand. And I don't really know much about your story, so maybe just dive into a little bit of that. But I know you've done a lot with the door-to-door sales before you moved into the online space. So give me your story and tell me what you do, because I fully don't understand everything that you do.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this will go on my channel as well, so some of you will know. So I started off with door-to-door sales, like just knocking on doors myself as a regular salesman.
Selling what?
Boilers and underfloor insulation.
How many doors did you knock on? Do you know?
A day?
No, like in total.
Yeah, I said this on a voice note recently. Maybe you heard that? Is that what you, so I was like 10 or 11 months I was knocking on doors. A couple months minus COVID, 9 months, 30 days in a month, 270, maybe like 60 doors a day. So maybe like 13, 14, 15,000 doors in total.
Wow.
Maybe.
And
maybe
before you carry on, a lot of people don't understand how much work they have to put in, for something to actually work. They probably would have knocked on 20 doors and be like, oh, this doesn't work, and given up.
But even though as I just said that, I was just thinking to myself like, you're like, oh, that's like a lot. In my mind, as I said that, I was thinking like, that's nothing. I thought I did like, it sounds like nothing, but then it's like when you actually think about it, no, that's actually quite a lot, because out of those 12,000, let's say 13,000, how many answers? It'll be about 9,000 of the 13,000 answer. So I probably spoke to 9,000 people. Yeah. Damn. And a lot of those people, what I did, I'm kind of ranting because I got asked different questions. But anyway, one thing I used to do a lot of is when I made a sale, instead of just moving on to the next door and trying to make another sale, I'd spend like 20, 30, 40 minutes, sometimes an hour talking to that person who I sold to. And I was just asking them random questions. I was always fascinated by human nature. It's one of the reasons why I worked that job, because I wasn't making much money. I was making less than minimum wage for a lot of the months because I was just getting massively underpaid. That's why now I call myself Mr. Overpaid. I was getting underpaid for so long that I was just getting pimped. I was just getting finessed. I didn't know what I was doing for so long, and I didn't know how business worked. I thought, oh, it's kind of like normal, I get paid this much. But like the total deal size was, let's say, this much, and I'm getting paid like 2 or 3% of the total boiler, the total everything. So I was getting massively finessed, massively pimped, whatever word you want to use. But anyway, I was always fascinated by human nature because I was like, okay, I'm knocking on all these doors, but if I just understand humans and I understand how to sell to them, I understand like the psychology behind people, I understand how to sell to this woman, how to sell to this man, it'll do me well in life. So started off with door-to-door sales, and after about 10 or 11 months, I realized like this isn't going to make me much money because it's in the boss's best interest for me not to get paid much. Like if you had a member of staff and they're doing a certain task for you, why would you just want to pay them 7 times more, 5 times more? Like you'd want to pay them like not as little as possible, but you don't want to just unnecessarily pay them more money.
Yeah.
Like why? Unless they earned it or they were doing something exceptional, right? You don't you wouldn't just give equity of your company for the sake of it. Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that logic. It's kind of like that point. I realized eventually like I have to go out and actively grab things for myself. So I was just negotiating for a pay rise and all these things. And eventually I was like, okay, even with this double pay rise, because I even negotiated for a double pay rise with that one company. But then I just moved companies and then I started my own sales team. I just brought people, friends of friends, everyone started actually building a sales team. I was like, if I just had other guys knock on doors for me instead of me knocking on doors myself, I'll make way more money. So that was the logic. I was just like, I'm knocking on the 12,000 doors. Why don't I just get other people knocking on 12,000 doors, even if they're half as good? Okay, instead of them knocking on 12,000 doors, it basically counts as 6,000 doors because they're half as good. Like, that's better. So I was just traveling the world, and it was like September 2021. I was doing well with my door-to-door sales team. I was on Twitter, but I only had like 1,000 followers. So very small on social media. And then I was like flexing videos and pictures of me in like strip clubs in Miami, Rolexes, like buying like Dior shoes. I was just doing it for social media a lot of it, just like to kind of build that brand. But yeah, I had that door-to-door sales team money coming in. I was just spending it on spending on nice things in real life. That built my brand, that built my image. So
Personal branding.
I think with the personal brand, the reason why I've grown quite quickly, and I think I'll continue to grow really quickly, is because I'm spending money and people can see I have money. Like, it really helps. If you want to grow organically, it's like, unless you're like Jack, like Joseph, or you kind of got money like me, it's kind of hard to grow because people say, oh, be authentic and stuff, but we're authentic and they say I have money. Obviously you have money and the physique, so it's like, how are you going to compete with people like Joseph? That says it's difficult.
So do you think like when someone starts making 10, 20, 30K a month, they should spend most of it to build themselves up, or?
It depends on your personality. So like, I was spending like good money, like a lot of money. That's just because I don't know, I just have I'm not risk averse. I'll spend every single penny just for the fuck, like, I don't care, like, I'll make it back kind of thing. I want to spend all of it. If you're making 20K, how are they making 20K a month? Like, what's the situation?
Well, they're on their laptop, 20K, traveling the world, and they just.
But what's the business? Because like, I'd say that whatever you're doing, maybe spend more money on growing that business. So it depends on the business, I think.
Let's just say it was a personal brand business, like maybe high ticket in some way. High ticket online coaching.
They're already making 20K a month. Then yeah, 100% spend more money on like, okay, if I'm making 20K a month, let's say, with a personal brand, and let's say I'm in the fitness niche, and I'm living in London, maybe I'd message Joseph and be like, yo bro, love your stuff. Even though I know he can afford a plane ticket, I'll try and fly him out, let's do a collab. Okay, the few £100 I spent on the plane ticket, maybe a couple thousand for the whole thing, it's worth it for the extra views and the extra notoriety you're gonna get. Things like that. And then maybe, now by meeting Joseph, maybe I'll meet someone he knows, and then that person, I can do content with this person. And so the couple thousand I spent on flying Joseph out, let's say to London, I've used 2K out of my 20 for the month, but now I've just increased my network. So yeah, I'll spend a lot of money on just networking and traveling, and something I used to do a lot. What's your opinions on networking? Like, do you think it's a very cliche term, network is your net worth? And
as cliche as it is, I really believe like your network is your net worth. It's the people that you surround yourself with. And even from the aspect of like, if you surround yourself with people that, don't do anything but play video games, smoke weed and drink, by default, you end up doing those things. But if you surround yourself with people focused on personal growth, personal development, starting businesses, growing businesses, making money, by default, if you're not doing that, you're going to find a way to do that so you fit in. I think your network is super important, and I'm a big believer in it. It's not what you know sometimes, it's who you know. Like a lot of things in my life, I consider myself to be not that smart. I failed school.
Really?
Yeah, I'm dumbass, bro. But like, I know a lot of people and I'm good at networking, and that have opened up so many opportunities and so many doors for me. I've never passed an exam in my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
It doesn't matter. Look at where he's doing. Look what he's doing now.
Like how we met, Joseph. Do you want to tell the story?
Oh yeah.
How did you guys meet?
So my fitness company, I got a marketing guy, and we needed a new marketing guy, like an assistant. I put an ad out, and we put the ad on social media as well. We got 3,800 applicants.
Yeah.
And then Akari was the best out of all those.
And I was just on my phone on Facebook, scrolling. I was like, I see an ad from Jareth, and I've been following you, bro, since like high school.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I might as well apply. And then didn't expect anything back, and then got an email from your marketing guy saying, oh, you made it to top 20, come in for an interview. And I think he gave me the job there.
Yeah.
Super cool. Like, our business wouldn't be possible without that happening.
Yeah, so opportunities happen in the weirdest ways, and you don't realize them. another reason why I moved to Dubai, just we've got the internet, so we can connect with a lot of people. But just moving to a place where there are, high network and wealthy people, it's just going to open up to so many more opportunities than you could ever imagine. So
you don't have to be that smart. I think that's the biggest misconception. Like even just hearing that about the exams, I never knew that. But it doesn't like failing exams doesn't mean you're not smart. Like that's another misconception people have. Like academics isn't like street smart, isn't life smart. Again, like I always said, like learning human nature, I think is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think understanding human nature is the number one level of like smartness.
Yep.
And then maybe all the other things like Pythagoras, that's like all the way down here. That's how important it is. It's like, yeah, learning human nature is super important because if you're good at human nature, you understand people, you understand that people are self-interested, you understand like, okay, if I provide value to them, then they can provide value to me. Like a lot of people just try and take. They never try and give, and it's like, sounds so obvious to us. Like sometimes I forget that I just need to give people the most simple advice because it's so true. Like just give, so then you can take. Like people are just trying to take too much.
I was actually talking about this with someone else, and I actually did a voice note on my Telegram about this today. And all of the like super wealthy and rich people that I know, like 9-figure kind of people, whenever I'm messaging them, they're always trying to give me value. Hey brother, if you need anything, just let me know. They're trying to connect dots. Yeah. But then, like other people I know that don't have any money to their name, they're giving me no value, but they're messaging me, hey bro, can we jump on a phone call? Like, and they just want to ask me questions. They just want. And it's almost like the rich and the wealthy know that they just give out so much of favors and value that if they need something at any time, and someone in their circle that has received value from them has like the solution to that, they'll go out of their way to solve it for them. It's like they know that they get the return 100x.
I mean, like if you look at how like money started, didn't it literally get started with like IOUs? Like money was just called the IOUs. It just basically means like, okay, you do something for me, now I give you this paper. It means I owe you this favor. That's literally what it is. So it's like, yeah, I do you a favor. Like you technically owe me one. So it's like I basically just done something. Like if I've done something for free for someone, even though they've not paid me, it's like I've been paid for it because then in the future, like you said, they're going to give you value. And it's not even a case of, okay, I do something for Akari and then it's like, I'm anticipating, I'm like, this motherfucker better do something for me. It's more so a case of like, you just don't even, like, it just comes back. Like, you don't keep count. It just comes back.
You don't keep count. It comes back in one way or another.
And and okay, maybe I help. Like, it's never 50-50 as well, so maybe I help Akari 60%, he only gives me 40% back value. But then, just naturally, then maybe you give me 80 and I only give you 20, and then this person gives me 100, not 100, 0, but he gives me 90, I give him 10, but that 10% of the time I help him is like one big thing that really helped him maybe. It's like, it's never completely equal.
Yeah.
But it's just like, overall, if you just give everyone in your circle value, and also like the news spreads, like, oh, Joseph is a super valuable guy, he's super helpful, Akari's super helpful. Like, it's just be a good person. I don't have to explain it any other way. Like people try to overcomplicate this business thing. It's like I had people from my school, like, bro, I had one guy, I'm not gonna go into the full story, but he's just basically saying, yo bro, like, can I join your network for free? Or hey, can I do this? Can I hop on a call? And it's just like, I've got this cancer right now and all this stuff. And it's like, this guy, like, I hope he doesn't have cancer. I hope he actually is lying. But he's a notorious liar, this guy. So it's like, if you've been lying for the last 10 years of your life, no matter what you tell me, it's just like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I know it sounds harsh, but I just don't care. So it's like, yeah, if someone's just asking you for a phone call, you're not asking for a phone call. You're asking me for money because that 20-minute phone call that you want, like, I know how much I'm getting paid per 20 minutes. It's like, that's a lot of money. So it's like, just pay me or no.
Yeah.
So, no, there's no free favors with people who you haven't spoken to in 7 years. It's different when it's your circle. We're saying just hand out favors. I'm not saying hand out favors to every single person in the world. We're saying to people you know and to other people you're talking to, not people from school you've not spoken to in 7 years.
I heard from Ty Lopez one time, he said like you get paid in direct proportion to the value you provide. And like that goes back to what you guys were saying, like if you constantly give out like value on social media and just give it for free without expecting anything back, it'll just come back.
Yeah, definitely. And it always works like that. It's just the law of the world, essentially.
Cause and effect.
Yeah.
Like for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And that's what I love about social media. It's completely like you give out this, you get that back. Like on Twitter at the time of this recording right now, guys, I have like 103k followers. But it's like, I've done like 30,000 tweets. So it's like, you know how many times I've done boom, 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 and sent the message. Or it's like where you were sending messages to your group chat with school members or school people. It's like, I've put all those tweets out. Like loads of people have got value out of those tweets. And then, okay, maybe they've joined my network or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
that's value.
It is, yeah. Nah, you're always on Twitter. Every time I'm on there, it's you're through my feed.
Yeah.
Why is Twitter your main place that you've kind of established yourself?
People
The
ask me
money
that,
Twitter.
yeah, people ask me that question a lot. It's because when I was starting off on social media, I was already busy with the sales team and I was already traveling the world and all this stuff. And I was thinking like, YouTube's long. Like, I remember thinking to myself, YouTube's like a full-time.
Yeah.
You need people to help me. I need editors. Like, I don't want that. I just wanted like, I'm completely in charge of it. And it's just like, okay, pull my phone out, boom, 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 write this tweet,
Yeah.
post it. So it's more so the case of like, it's just so easy to distribute the content and actually post it. But truthfully, I don't think it's the best platform. Like, I think YouTube or Instagram's the best. Like, Instagram's like almost like your passport. Like, everyone judges you on your Instagram.
True. Yep.
And YouTube is so good for trust and conversions. That's why I'm moving more over to YouTube.
Yep.
Twitter is like, you can have 100K, but people still feel like they don't really know you. Whereas with YouTube, if you have 100K, everyone's seen your face.
Yeah. And if someone's following you on YouTube, I almost feel like they're the best subscriber or follower you can have, because for them to watch you on YouTube, they're not just scrolling past a tweet or a TikTok.
Yeah.
They're sitting down, they're watching you, you're talking to them, they're building that connection, that relationship. And a better relationship with your audience, it's easier to sell to because they trust you, they know you more, they feel like they've got that connection. I believe YouTube is the best platform to build an audience. And I've actually always been told this, be a YouTuber who has other social media platforms.
Yeah, I heard that before, yeah.
And I also think another thing, I remember you mentioning this a while back, like when you make a YouTube video, you want to keep the give to the ask ratio like high. So like, for example, if you're talking for 30 minutes, just giving value, and you only ask for 1 minute to join like your community or whatnot, like that's a lot of value, that ratio, 30-1. Whereas like if you do an four Instagram posts, and one post you ask for like them to buy a product, that's like 4-1, which is a lot lower. So like the value, the give to ask is a lot higher, so you're providing more value. That makes sense.
That's a good point. I don't actually remember saying that point, but yeah, I believe you that I must have said that at some point. But yeah, that's actually a super good point. I haven't thought about that in a while. Super true, super smart point. Because like no one, like, you know, there's a saying in sales, classic sales point. It says people hate being sold to. Everyone's heard that. But then it's like, that's not true. They only hate being sold to when they feel like you're trying to like, you know, one up them, do some sleazy salesman tactics. If you just give them a bunch of value and like, look, I've helped you with all this. I think you should buy this because it's going to help you more. People love that. That's literally what they love. That's why people buy things. It's like, oh, Joseph gave me all this fitness value. He helped me with all this diet stuff, all this workout stuff, and he's got a program that's going to help me with everything he said, but even better, like more of his time, maybe it's some mentorship, maybe it's whatever. Fuck yeah, get the credit card out and get the card out. People love buying things. People love buying things, but they hate being sold to. And they love buying things from people that they trust, and they're going to trust someone whose content they've been watching for ages.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you feel like you're not making sales and you have a personal brand and you have a social media, it's completely and utterly because you've tried to take way more than you've given people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes down to the mindset. Like if you don't have an abundant mindset and you have like a scarcity one, you want to hold on to your money, you don't want to give value, you won't make it back. But if you have an abundant mindset and you're just happy to give value, and you'll end up getting more back.
Yeah, and it's the people with a scarcity mindset that don't want to invest in themselves either. They don't want to pay, you know, the 3K, the 6K, the 9K, whatever it is, to join a program, to learn a new skill, to, you know, learn more knowledge about how to make money. So they always try and hold it back, and these are the ones that, you know, want to join for free. And like when they do join for free, then because they don't have any skin in the game, they don't take action. They don't do shit.
There's nothing for free in this world. Like, I think Robert Greene said it. He said, what's for free is dangerous, or something along those lines. It's like, there's nothing for free. There's no free lunch.
Yeah.
It's like, even if you get something for free, let's say one of the guys from my school. Actually today, Mum's life, this is a true story. Someone from my university, who, in my student uni house, there's like only 5 of us. One of my guys, his name is Finn. He joined my program, New Money, today. He put down the deposit. He's going to pay the rest of the money in a couple of days. Someone from my uni. So
Yeah.
he's obviously a smart person. He paid. But if he said, "Can I join for free?" I would say, "Bro, just get fucked."
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like that. It's a buy or die. You know, back to that point.
Yeah.
It's like, if you know your product's really good, you have to be like that, and they respect you more for it. I've had a few people from my uni, and they message me like, and a couple of people from my hometown, Coventry, and they're like, "Bro, like, what you've built is amazing." Blah blah blah. Like, if they got them for free, they wouldn't check the thing.
Exactly, because there's no skin in the game and they haven't made that investment. But if they paid, like, you know, thousands of dollars, then they feel like, oh, I have to do this, I better look at it. And like, I got the same thing. Like, I know people from school, and
I was going to ask you that because do you have lots of people?
yeah, and like, I sell supplements as well through my supplement company, and they'll message me, "Hey, bro, whereabouts do I get your supplements from?" I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you know exactly where to get them from. You just go to my website.
People from school, you mean? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they want me to be like, oh, bro, I'll just send you some.
No way.
But the way they ask me is like cheeky, and I'm just like, come
What
on,
do you
bro.
tell them? Or do you just... Well, you're kind of
You're
nice.
quite
I'm a
nice, bro,
pussy
yeah.
ass sometimes, bro.
I'll just be like, bro. Yeah, I think for me, like, I say this to the guys around me, like my team and staff or business partners or whatever. Like, for me, the number one biggest red flag or the thing I hate the most is like passive aggression. It's like, tell me to get fucked, tell me to fuck off, tell me whatever you want, tell me I'm a piece of shit. But just as long as you say it to my face, I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah.
But it's just when people are like going behind your back or they're thinking something but they're not saying it. Just address the problem, say it up front, then we're never gonna have a problem. I always say that to people, if there's a problem, just tell me. So it's like, yeah, I'm the first person to be like, bro, it's on the fucking website, you know where it is, just buy it, I'm not giving it to you for free. I've spent years building the supplement company, they're the best supplements. If you think the supplements are good and you actually want them, then pay for it. If you don't think they're good, then don't buy it.
Yeah.
Send.
And
then people are like,
yeah.
holy shit, this guy's a real motherfucker, you know? I'm telling you, people respect you so much more for it, but I think for me, that's my number one thing for people I expect around me, like just be real. And I think I learned that from door-to-door sales. Because in door-to-door sales, you're like this far from someone where you are and I'm here. So hey sir, blah blah blah, and you're trying to sell to them. They're saying no, and you just don't care. You have to keep going. It's like you learn to just not care about.
Yeah.
Because what most people are scared of is the confrontation.
Yeah.
Not like in a physical thing. Like you don't think someone door-to-door is just gonna punch you. The same thing as if you send someone a message on WhatsApp, like the supplement supplement website is right here. You don't think they're gonna through the phone punch you in the head. It's not like a physical fear. It's not an actual fear. It's more so, I don't know what it is. Just this anxiety that humans have in 2024. That because everything's digitalized and people are just life is so easy. People are almost like scared of just telling you.
That's scared of human interaction. Like I don't think I told you this, but I did sales. I was selling lottery tickets in like malls in Australia. So I was like,
What a mall, sorry, what a
mall, a shopping mall.
Oh, mall, okay.
Sorry, my accent.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, so I was like asking 1,000 people a day to like buy these lottery tickets, and I was getting rejected like basically 900 times.
Yeah.
And like after a week or two, you just get numb to it. Really.
Yeah, that's a great word, numb. I like that.
Yeah.
You don't care. And also it's like, you know, earlier in this podcast I was just mentioning to you guys about how the people I'd sell to door to door, I would speak to some of them for like half an hour, 40 minutes, sometimes an hour. I remember one guy, I went into his house, sold in the boiler, whatever, did the paperwork, sat there drinking orange juice, cookies with him, biscuits, watching something on TV, there's like a cricket game on, like full on conversation. I still, even him, I spent an hour and a half, an hour in his house just watching sports with him, eating cookies. I do not remember what his face looks like. And it was only 3 years ago or whatever it was, 3 and a bit years ago. So people don't remember you, even if they buy from you, even if they were like someone you spent a lot of time talking to, you still won't remember them after years and years and 12,000 doors. So just get used to it because you're not going to remember the rejection, you're not going to even remember the people who bought. Like, do you remember all the people who bought the lottery tickets from you?
You wouldn't remember any of them,
Nah.
No way.
And I do think that's what so many people get caught up in, the fear of what other people will think. And that's the same with social media. They don't want to post and they hold off and I guess you're the complete opposite of this because you're 100% open with what you say. And
Bro, what's what I
open
posted?
to the point that's like controversial, you know?
I just posted something on Twitter now. Let me try and find it. So I was in the car with Craig. He was just making a point. He filmed me do something. Then do you know what I did? I just got my phone out. I was like, do you know what I like more than... Basically, I did that Ty Lopez accent. I was like, do you know what I like more than this Lamborghini? Knowledge. I just pushed it on Twitter. Okay, it's only got 22 likes in an hour, so it's actually a pretty shit video. The lighting was bad, whatever. But my logic is it's 22 likes more than I had. For me, 22 likes on Twitter is very bad because I have a big following, but that's bad. But the point is, it's more than I had. That's why I got 30,000 tweets. That's why I really believe I'm going to take over YouTube over the next few months because I'm just going to do more. I'm going to apply that Twitter mindset to YouTube. Just do more. Like yesterday I saw Joseph, he moved into the space. I was like, it's been a long time coming. I should have done a collab with Joseph. It's been a while. We were talking about it in the gym. I was like, okay, just don't even think, just do, message him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm busy, okay, tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
do it now. No.
Yeah, you move fast and you even missed me that night.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'll come around tonight. I was like, oh, well, I can't that night because I had other plans. But like, you don't like procrastinate. You don't put things off. You're all about speed and taking action and extreme urgency, which I think is super important for achieving anything. And I know you're all about speed as well. And
It's because the way I look at it is like, and the way you guys should look at it as well, is like, say Joseph doesn't want to do it. Or I know he does because I've already spoken to him about it in the past, but say he doesn't want to do it anymore. Then You just tell me no, or just ignore it, or then I got the no.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about buy or die. I just want yeses or nos. I just want binary. I don't care if, or maybe I do care actually a little bit if Joseph says no. I'll be like, well, I spoke to the guy in gym, he doesn't like me anymore. Who knows? That's a bit weird. Whatever. But in general, it's like if he says no, someone else said no, I wouldn't care because it's like I got my answer.
Yeah.
I just want to get as many no's as possible so I get the yeses. No, 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 no. I hate maybes and all right, let me get back to you. They're the worst.
Yeah.
If you get 25 no's a day, but you get one yes about something big, you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
You're a millionaire, you're a multi-millionaire. So I'm sure it's the same with you. Like if you have like say, do you have like a, I know you have like a low ticket fitness thing. Do you have a high ticket fitness thing?
Nah, only low ticket for fitness.
Okay, but I'm sure you could come up with a high ticket fitness thing. Let's just say for an example, right? Or if you have a high ticket fitness thing, you get all no's in the day, but one guy pays you 5K for a fitness program. You make 5K that day. 5 times 365 days is, just under 2 million a year. I think 5.5 a day is 2 million a year, so profit. So you just made under 2 million a year profit from one client a day. Like, that's not bad money, is it? So it's very easy to make a lot of money. It's very easy to make millions if you have the buy or die mindset, yes or no binary mindset. That's always chase the no's.
Like I'm also a big believer in speed, and like I try to do everything as fast as possible. And what would you say to someone who is slow, and how could you like change their mindset on
One
that?
thing I'll say always, 8 billion people on this planet. For me, there's nothing like, it'll probably give me goosebumps in a second saying it because I love this point so much. It's like, there are 8 billion people on this planet. Nothing you do matters. Like whenever I'm having a slow day, I just remember like this here right in front of us is crazy when you look at all these people, like all these lights. The Palm is over there, that's where I live down there. This eye over here, Dubai Eye, all these buildings, all these hotels. That's crazy, but that's not even a million people. That's like I don't know how many thousand people that is, but it's like in the thousands. And it's like we're talking 8 billion people on the planet. Like nothing you do matters. Like we were saying, none of those lottery people remember you. All the rejections, all the yeses, but you got paid from it. And you learned sales.
Yeah.
Just like you took what you needed out of that interaction, now you carry on with your life. So nothing matters, man. That's what I'd say. Nothing matters. And also, for me, I hate feeling like fearful and I hate feeling doubt. Like I hate those emotions so much. I hate that feeling of like being a pussy. I love feeling confidence. I think every man loves feeling confidence because confidence is kind of related to happiness.
Yep.
So for me, I know that action removes doubt. So if I just take a bunch of action, I'll never feel doubtful. Even if I keep losing, I don't care. As long as I'm doing stuff, I know eventually it'll work because it's a fucking universal law. For every action is equal, opposite reaction, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So I know if I take a bunch of action, eventually I'll win.
Yep.
What would you say?
I fully agree with that. And if you're always taking action, you're always moving forward in some way. So even if you're always falling over and failing, you're learning.
And like even if you take the wrong decision, it's better taking that decision and keep going than thinking about it for months and not taking any action.
Like the biggest problem I see is people want to do something online, they want to make something online, they want to do this and do that, but they don't start. And it's because they think, oh, but like, I might, like, what if I fail? Like, they're just so afraid. But because they're afraid, they don't even try. And if they don't even try, it's 100% fail rate anyway.
I think this has probably been my favorite podcast I've ever done so far. I'm really liking this podcast because like 3 people, it feels like a really natural conversation. And we've not planned a second of this. Like maybe like 2 seconds we said, shall we make like a natural conversation? Yeah, cool, okay. Like, literally like that.
Yeah.
We were mainly just talking about his apartment. He just moved into here a couple of weeks ago. Super nice. We were just looking at the lights, ambient lighting everywhere. Like this is super cool. That's all we talked about.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, imagine we planned it. And it's like, okay, let's say this podcast gets this number of views, this number of positive comments. Okay, let's say we want to go back to the drawing board and improve it next time. Okay, now we have data to analyze. Whereas the people who are constantly like mentally masturbating, like you've got no data to analyze.
Yeah.
You've got no. So it's like physics and mathematics. All you're doing is just analyzing data to like predict the future. Right? That's how they like send rockets up to the blah 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 Mars, Moon, whatever. Right? So it's like space. So it's like we need data to analyze. I'm all about the data.
Yeah.
You're only going to get data from doing a ton of work.
And that's what people don't do. So they don't get the data, they don't get any information, they don't get any feedback, so they don't do anything. But even, just being active and putting stuff online, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And when you feel like you're doing stuff, the ball's rolling. So it's easier to keep that going.
Yeah.
But like the hardest part is always starting. People just have to start.
Like we were saying before, like you sleep 8 hours, right? You've got 16 hours awake, right? So then it's like, I just like to keep myself busy for all those 16 hours, like as many of them as possible, every minute as possible. So it's like right now we're doing this. I don't know what time it is. I've lost track of time. This doesn't even tell the time. What time is it? No. Boys, I just buy watches just for the flex. I don't actually know what time it is.
You should check on your iPhone anyway.
I don't, it's the wrong time anyway.
Yeah. But the point is like every minute I try to be productive, and then when I'm tired, I just do another task. So right now I'm doing this. If I spoke for 20 hours on a podcast, I'm sure I'd get tired. But then that's why podcasts aren't 20 hours. You move on to the next task.
So talking about that and getting tired and working, do you have like a set routine during your day?
No.
Do you wake up at a certain time?
No.
It's
completely just like a sprint every day.
Yeah.
Just like every day I wake up. No, I just check I have a task list of like, okay, I should probably do these. Not even in the day or a week. It's just like I need to get this done. Try and sprint through them today if I can. And then I don't sleep until like I don't sleep until I'm tired. Put it that way. So if I'm not tired, I'll stay up till. I'll just keep awake. I'll stay awake.
Yeah.
You stay awake till like 4 a.m. sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, that's very standard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be like 7 a.m. this time last year. I was like sprinting.
Wow.
I slowed down a bit. But yeah,
You have to put in that grind sometimes
to get to that next level, and then you can.
Yep.
And all the like, I get so many comments. Oh, yeah, but you should like, you need to sleep 8 hours a night. I'm like, sometimes you have to do stuff to like break through that point that you need to break through. And if you always do what you need, you're not going to get to where you want to get to. Like,
and I don't know about you guys, but if I'm not where I'm at, it's fucking hard to sleep because like in my mind, I'm like, I got stuff to do. Like I'm not where I am. Why am I sleeping?
But that's the point. A lot of people who aren't where they want to be, they don't feel like that. Because I get people say that to me like, oh bro, like how are you always just so energized? And I'm like, it's not like I'm choosing to be energized. Like I can't sleep. That's the thing. I couldn't sleep before like 8 a.m. this time last year. Like I was up all the time, and then I'd be awake. Okay, I'd sleep like still a good 6-7 hours. But the point is like that time zone I was just more productive in those hours, so I just stayed awake.
I feel like we're all pretty similar. I think we like to burn the candle at both ends. And I know you mentioned before about burnout and you don't get burnt out. And I think we don't get burnt out is because we love what we do, we enjoy what we do, and we're aligned with our goals and what we're trying to achieve. And the only people that get burnt out are the ones that do a job that they don't love and they don't enjoy.
I think it's also, tell me what you guys think about this. I think it's also about like they think that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Because like the reason why we work hard is because we know whether it's now or like in a couple of years or just for our future, the juice is worth all the squeeze we're doing, right? Yep. Whereas they think, okay, if I put in this work, I'm not going to get a result. That's a really big limiting belief, thinking that you're going to work. So let's say you work a 9-to-5 job, you come home at the end of your job, and then you put in these 5 hours into trying to build a Shopify brand and trying to build a personal brand, trying to learn how to trade, learn anything, right? Become a personal trainer, whatever you want to do. They think that those 5-6 hours they put in after the 9-to-5 job isn't going to eventually compound into something more and it's going to pay off. Whereas I knew with 100% conviction before that it would pay off. And I think all the successful people, they just know that maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze now. Maybe I'm getting beat up, I'm in the trenches, whatever you want to call it. But eventually it'll pay off because I just know, getting back to that point, it's just a universal law, like for every action, equal opposite, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Right? So it's like, we just knew that it was going to pay off eventually. That's why we just kept persisting. Yep. Whereas a lot of people at home watching this right now, they might not persist because they're thinking, it might not ever pay off. But it will, bro. I'm telling you, it will pay off. It literally will. I promise you on my life, it will pay off. You just have to keep pushing. That's the thing. And I was saying this to the guys in my group the other day. I was saying, like, if you put 100 hours into anything, you become in the top 5% of it. I'm not sure if you guys do that. So if you play violin, 100-hour rule, you'll be better than 95% of people at violin. 1,000 hours, I just made this second part up, but I'm sure you'll be better than 99% of people if you put 1,000 hours. So if you put in 5 hours a day after work on a certain thing, whether it's coding, trading, becoming a personal trainer, whatever, within 6 months, 180 days times 5, that's 900 hours, let's round that up to 1,000. Within basically 6 months, you're going to be 1,000 hours. You'll be better than 99% of people at that skill. So let's say you choose a skill, short form content. Within 6 months, you're going to be better than 99% of people in the world at short form content. Before you know it, you're going to be making 10K a month because you're in the top 1% at that. Like, what the fuck? So then it's just people can't go 6 months working a job and, well then, stay poor.
Yeah, exactly. And people's problems, they just don't put in the work or the hours required and they don't focus on one thing. They spread themselves out too much. And I think Bruce Lee said this with someone, but he didn't, Bruce Lee, he didn't fear the person that could do 1,000 kicks. He feared the person that could do one kick, but he practiced that kick 1,000 times. Yeah. It's becoming a master of your craft, and that's what people don't focus on. I know
no one's just going to give you money from the sky.
Yeah.
You have to be good at something. Like, even if you went to go get a haircut, they completely, imagine they just shave one of your eyebrows off.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going back there again. It's just like, you have to be good, even if it's cutting hair.
You have to put in the hours, you have to put in the work. I'm not sure how long this podcast is going, but we'll do another 5 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. But talk about your supercars. I know you've got 6 of them. Like, why do you need 6 supercars? Like, what's your thoughts? What's your opinion on that? Is it personal branding? Is it why? Like,
Yeah, so when I got kicked out of uni, I remember, and since I was a kid, I always wanted a supercar. But when I got kicked out of uni, I told everyone in 2022 I'll buy a Lambo. So that's like my goal: get a Lambo in 2022. I was actually in a financial position where I could buy a Lambo before, like in 2021. But like I said, in England, I couldn't get insured, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, got one in 2022, enjoyed it, loved it, saw the benefits of my personal brand, and also just thought this is super fun. Why not just buy a second one? Then it just kind of became a thing where I was just making so much money. I was just like, I don't know where to put this money because I'm just making a lot of it. And I'm already spending a lot of it on crypto. I'm already putting a lot of it into other investments. And I was just like, there's just like a spare supercar money every month. So for a while, literally from November 2022 till... So November 2022, I bought a supercar, Lambo.
yeah.
January 2023, Ferrari. February 2023, late next month, Porsche 3 RS. March 2023, Urus. April 2023, McLaren. Then there was like a couple month break. I was like, 5 is enough. I need to chill the fuck out. Like, there's nowhere to park them.
One-on-one.
The hotel I was parking, it was like underground parking. I like was taking all the spots. There was nowhere to park it. Then I moved house to the Palm. I was like, okay, I'll buy a super fast in July 2023. And I was like, 6 is enough. Since then, I've not bought another one. I put down a deposit on a couple new cars. So I was going to make it 8. There was a problem with the 7th car. I was going to buy a second Lambo Huracan. I was like, fuck the chilling. I'm going to buy 2 more cars. Then there was a problem. The guy who was going to buy it from me said, there's a problem. It's like a bad paint job. The car's like broken. It's like a cover-up job, blah, blah, blah. Don't buy it. He gave me the money back on the deposit. But another deposit I put down is like a Rolls Royce. In the end, I just changed my mind. I don't want it. Maybe it's a sign. I shouldn't buy a 7th car. Like, just didn't buy one. So,
I got a question.
why? Because it was good for my personal brand, and I'm just making a lot of money. So.
Well, hey, honestly, sorry, Akari, I'll let you go after, but I think that's one of the reasons that maybe I followed you as well, because I was like, oh, who is this guy with like 6 cars?
Yeah.
Like it made me a little bit interested to know, like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, he's doing something.
Yeah.
I'll look into him a little bit more. But like, if you didn't have that and you're just a normal guy on Twitter and you drove just like a normal car, I wouldn't have followed you because there was like no substance to it. Like,
100%. It makes complete sense. Like, that's what I was saying about the building personal brand point before. Like, say someone might follow Joseph, or he stands out, he looks different than people. So it's like, you're going to look at him and be like, okay, this guy is a bodybuilder. Like, you look different than the average person. I remember even talking to Tiki about this before. You know HS Tiki?
Yep.
We were in Thailand, and like a lot of these like Thai people were just looking at him. And he was just talking about the point and how it's not that like they just necessarily find his muscles attractive, like these random Thai people. It's more so the case of like, you just don't see it. It's like not common when someone's like that big, or like, let's say you're a bodybuilder. It's not common for someone to be a bodybuilder. So it makes you stand out. Supercars make you stand out. Having nice watches make you stand out. I have like 15, 20 watches now. And yeah, I think I have 20 watches now. Pateks, APs, Rolexes, all these things. Just because, again, it's just easier to carry than a supercar, but it's the same point of view of like, it makes you just different.
Yeah.
Like, who's this guy flexing? Like, yeah, I was going to make another point. I don't want to mention that anymore, but I don't know if you guys want it in the podcast anyway. Fine,
I was going to say, like, if someone's got the money to buy a supercar in cash, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they should do that or get interest and then invest in crypto? What's your opinion?
Oh, so yeah, that's only controversial, but I just don't think you should invest in crypto until you have like at least 100K, in my opinion. A lot of people might disagree. Maybe you guys even disagree. Like, feel free to disagree, obviously. But I just think like you shouldn't invest in crypto until you're making like a lot per month, or like at least have a lot there, because even if you double your money, even if you triple your money, it's just like, who cares about, like, okay, let's say you have 20K, you triple 20K. You've got 60K now, you got 40K. You can spend that 40K pretty easily. That's just 2 months rent for your place.
yeah.
Like, I'm after the cash flow. I don't care how much money you give me. Okay, someone gives me 10 million, here's this 10 million gift. Okay, but it's like, eventually on enough fancy vacations, we can blow the 10 mil, even if it's like huge money.
You don't want to spend it because it's going down.
Right.
That's why cash flow.
It's reflowing, right? It's resupplying, it's refilling. Imagine you go to a buffet, you finish your plate, you get more plates of food, you get more drinks, you refill your drink of Coke, right? You can keep refilling that soda. But if you just have one soda or one bottle of water and you're in a desert, you can be like scared of finishing the bottle quickly.
Yeah.
How long are we going to be here for? So it's the same thing with money. You can give someone $20 million. I give you 20 million, and you don't know how to make money. You're going to be like, shit, I just bought a Lambo, that's 250K. Now I only have 19,750,000.
Yeah.
A smart person will be like, I'm losing money. It's dwindling down. Shit, I'm panicking. But with cash flow, you can make $1 million a month, spend $1 million a month. You're chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And
Cash flow's
like,
king.
you're fine, dude.
It's crazy that you said that, because like I've had that personal experience based on what you said. Like after I left the fitness company for Joseph, I got into crypto and made like 6 figures, whatever. But like I didn't have cash flow coming in, so I was trading that crypto for like a year and a half, but still freaking out because I'm like, where's the cash flow? And that kind of got me back in the 9 to 5, the sales. But then now I've never made that same mistake again. And like I'd take cash flow over everything.
Because you're relying on cycles. Okay, Bitcoin went up because of this crypto bull run cycle, whatever. But now this cycle's finished. Now my business, I'm incomeless. Like, okay, I got a family depending on me. I got a girlfriend depending on me, friends, mom, whatever, dad. And it's like people are relying on me for money. It's like, oh, crypto's not going up anymore. The market's like stationary. It's not going up and down, and the cycle, it's not bullish, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you're fucked. You're fucked. It's just so stupid. I don't understand. I mean, no, I do understand why people love crypto so much. It's because they want to avoid actually working. Back to what we were saying.
Yeah.
Choose a skill, short form content, video editing, whatever. Literally, Photoshop, whatever skill you want. Choose that. Have a 9 to 5 job. Choose the skill. Stick to that skill for 6 months, every day, 5 hours a day. After your 9 to 5 job, put 1,000 hours in, and after 1,000 hours, you're definitely going to start making some money. And then with that some money, you can now quit your 9 to 5 job, double down on that thing. Instead of doing 5 hours, now do 10 hours, 12 hours. You're going to make a lot of money quickly.
Yep,
That's why people do crypto, because they want to avoid actually working hard.
Yeah. Cash flow is king, and I always say that. I'm not sure. I've had such a good time.
How many supercars have you got?
Just the one.
The blue Huracan.
Yep.
He's got a crazy Huracan though. It's more of a flex than mine. Mine's, it's got a crazy exhaust system, but it's not even an Evo. It's not a.
Yours is the white one, yeah?
Yeah, the white one.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Hey, I'm not sure how long this podcast is going. I don't know if it's been 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. I'm having such a good time.
I'm guessing 1 hour and 6 minutes, or 54 minutes, one of the two.
56 minutes. So we'll finish up in about 4 minutes. But yeah, I just guess, like, what is your opinion for like a new person wanting to get into the online space and they want to make money, but they've got no idea?
We can cut this, can't we?
Yep.
I was just gonna say, I think this podcast is sick. Do you like have to cut it after an hour?
No, I don't. But what about you guys?
Because I think long podcasts for me, the first one I ever did with Craig, it was 3 hours 40. He's just asking me questions. I spoke for 3 hours 40. First, it got 50,000 views. It got me so many subscribers because people really get to know you more. I think if you don't have any time commitments, I think this is so good for clips and just.
Yeah, well, that's actually the thing with YouTube that I'm noticing at the moment. Like, a lot of the long format content we are seeing go really, really well. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the fitness guy, Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
I spoke about this before, but like, Sam Sulek, his style is completely different. Everyone's trying to do this. These edit videos, cutting out the small stuff, but Sam's videos are so long, he's cutting out nothing, and it's just like his car ride and his gym workout. And people just want to watch that because they want to be invited into his life, and it's raw and it's real. And I think social media in itself is doing a whole 360, and it's going back to the long format. And I think a lot of us have just become so brain dead now with all this short format TikTok, just swiping, and our attention spans are just fried. So it's kind of good that it's going back to this long format stuff.
I think short form is amazing at like getting people to just see of you, but in terms of getting to know you, like long form you can't know someone for short form. In fact, there's actually like a few big names. Like I see them all the time on short form. I thought I knew them, and then I watched a couple of their long form stuff. I was like, oh, they're actually different than I thought. And I'm someone on social media. I know the game. I know that like it's not completely real. The short form stuff. Maybe you say something controversial for views, whatever. It's like. And I still got like, oh shit, like they're different on the long form. So it's like, yeah, long form will always remain king because you can't get to know someone in a 20-second clip.
Yeah.
That's the literal reason.
Long format just builds such a better connection.
It can never be replaced.
No, you can't.
Yeah, it's human nature is human nature. So like people forget like trends are trends. Bitcoin can go up now and then it can go back down. That's fine. But like human nature is human nature over millions of years of human evolution.
Yeah.
Human nature is human nature. Like you can't escape that fact.
So I got a question for you then. What do you think social media is going to be like in 5 years' time from now? Is it going to be like similar to what it is now, or is it going to be completely different? Like,
I think it's going to be just now, but more. It's going to be everyone's going to be posting content, and it's going to be not
harder to get attention.
Yeah, because everyone's on it, and I think everyone's just going to be with their phone out, like just recording things. Like now when you see someone with like a GoPro, you're like, oh, it's pretty normal. Then it's going to be like completely normal. I think everyone's going to have like phones and cameras just recording everything, trying to make vlogs, trying to make podcasts, trying to make content. So I think if you're watching this right now and you're trying to become big on social media, start now. Because I've even noticed last year in Twitter, it's changed. Like so many more people are now posting content. I've seen it, like I've literally in real time seen the difference.
Or even with live streams. Like,
streamers.
live streams are crazy right now.
Yeah.
And these guys
It's
that are
spawning.
Aiden
Yeah.
Ross, right?
Well, these guys are getting all the views. They're doing live streams daily, and they're like 3-4 hours long. And they've just built such an audience from doing that. And it's because the users are just invited into their life and they see everything. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind
you
of,
would do well on the live streams as well.
I actually really like
We
live
should have
streams.
live streamed this, like that kind of.
Yeah. I actually really like live streaming. I need to buy a backpack because the connection kept going. But I actually really like live streaming. I think it's better for my style because I'm quite an energetic person. And I feel like with YouTube, a lot of it's like, I don't like the style of like, oh, you talk, it cuts, you talk, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't like, oh, let's get the camera out for this vlog. And, oh, guys, so right now we're here in Joseph's apartment and everyone's
Yeah.
live stream. Okay, the camera's on, talk 4 hours straight. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
I like,
Yeah.
it's like, I need to get warmed up. I don't want to just constantly like pull out the phone. It feels fake. Like, I feel like I'm
influence.
yeah, I feel like I'm a puppet almost. I have to like, I don't want to act up to the camera. I just want to be completely real and just be like, look, if they don't like it, again,
Yeah.
buy or die.
And for some reason, like as weird as it sounds, for me when I do my live streams, it's a little bit easier. Like sometimes if I'm doing a live stream, I can it's easier for me to just flow and talk. But if I'm filming a video on the camera, I feel like if I muck up one thing, I kind of, oh shit, like I need to do that again because it's got to be good to like post. But
Completely that point.
the live stream, it's raw, it's real, and whatever comes out of your mouth, it doesn't matter.
You know what it is as well about live streaming, I think that's so superior, is that if you're filming, let's say, okay, we go filming from 2 in the afternoon till 6 in the evening, live stream's on, right? We know we have 4 hours of content. Like, it's there, you can't take it back, it's there. 4 hours of content, we know we're not gonna say anything crazy because we know we're on live stream, right? 4 hours. But then it's like, if you're doing YouTube, we can film from 2 to 6. We can say we're filming from 2 to 6, right? One of your cameramen can film us 2 to 6. The actual amount of content we get, actually is posted on the internet, might be like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like, we only did 10 minutes of work. People are that's what I hate about YouTube. That's why I actually didn't do it for so long, like I was saying, is because I don't like knowing that I've spent this many hours and I've only got this much footage, let's say. Because then I'm not working, I always say there's 2 types of people in life. Tell me what you guys think about this. It's like, in school, there's 2 types of people. There's that one guy who goes to the library for like 6 hours and was like, oh, I've only done like half an hour. I didn't do much, right? Because he knows he was talking to people. He went to the toilet 1 minute. In reality, he did like 5.5 hours of actual work. He says he did half an hour. That's like the kind of guy like me.
Yep.
Then there's a second kind of guy who like went to the library for a couple hours, talked the whole time. He's like, I did like 3-4 hours of work. When in reality, he did like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, option 2 never gets anywhere. Person 2 never gets anywhere. So it's like, yeah, that's what I like about streaming. I think I want to actually start streaming more.
Yeah, I think you would actually do well, especially with your personality, and you're quite obviously controversial as well. And I think like a lot of these streamers that do so well, it's because it's their controversial kind of stuff, and it's the way that they act, you know, where I don't think it would work as well for them if they were YouTubers.
Yeah, and also you're feeding off of the comments in real time. I like that.
Yeah.
You're feeding off of the people, and also I think with like the supercars and stuff would be super good because they can see that, oh, every day he's live streaming the cars. Every day these 6 cars are here. Oh, they are his. Oh, he actually owns them. You know, so it's like a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Even like when I go on Instagram Live now, and people are like, oh, bro, like you're legit. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, live streaming definitely makes you more legit, and also the fact that people want to watch because they don't know what's going to happen next. Like
Anticipation.
anticipation.
And they can write a comment and you can react to it and you've just given them attention. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm part of this movie. I'm part of this creation.
But also for like a YouTube video, when you're live streaming, you could walk out onto the road and a car could hit you. I don't know why I said that, of all things. But you know what I mean? Like, they don't know what's going to happen next. But if that happened in the YouTube video, that bit wouldn't make it to the video. So because it's a live stream, it's like anything can happen at any time, and it's like, well, what's going to happen next? Like, it's just raw.
Like for me, for example, I don't know about you. I watch UFC. I'm a big fan. Been watching for like 10 years, and like I won't watch a fight replay, but I'll watch it live because like I don't know what's going to happen. If I know the result, I'm just not interested.
The best point, yeah. Great point.
Yeah.
Summed it up
But
well.
that's where I met you as well, again. Who was fighting?
Francis
Francis and
we before the fight, I was just like, Joe, there's no point in watching this, man. It's like, because they kept the build-up was so long, because it was in Saudi Arabia, they're showing all the celebrities, they're showing all the music. We were like, come on, man, we just want to go now. But then we stayed, one of the best boxing fights I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so
fuck, I loved that though.
I love that as well. But completely what Akari said, it's just that, when you know the result of anything, it's boring. Anyway, we're talking too much about the streaming point of view, but I mean, I guess you can just apply that to anything in life. It's like, the reason why people find 9-to-5 jobs boring is because every day you know these are your tasks. Whereas with business, it's like, oh, if we start doing much, much better than we initially thought, our life is different.
Yeah,
So it's like, so much more upside.
Yep.
Okay, maybe we go bankrupt, maybe we lose everything, but it's like, all this upside. And people say that, they always say like, oh, entrepreneurship is risky. I think once you like get to a certain position, like, it's not as risky as people say, like, you've got money, you know you're going to keep making money,
Yep.
you've got the skills to kind of fall back on, you can always just pivot into another industry, another business anyway, people. It's not as risky as people say once you put in the thousands of hours. It's just people are so scared of those 1,000 hours, 10,000 hours, whatever hours it is.
And I agree. You've invested in yourself so much. You've got all these skills and all this knowledge. Like, I don't want to be cocky when I say this, but like, do you feel like you could ever go broke now? You couldn't, because if you
Never
lost
say never,
everything,
but no, I don't
you
think
have
so.
the skill, you have the knowledge that you could get it back again.
Yeah. Even though with social media, you're saying it's harder to like get started now in 2024. You say that, but like if you had the same knowledge you have now, you'd get it back.
Yeah.
You might like if I lost my Twitter account now, I don't have 100,000 followers, but the engagement would be the same. That's actually that point about cash flow. No one ever mentions that with social media, but I actually mention that a lot. It's like just like how it's not about having 20 million in the bank, it's about cash flowing millions and millions. It's the same thing with social media. It's not about how many followers you have, it's about how many you're gaining. So it's like the cash flow point with social media, it's the relevancy you have. So even if you lost all your following, if your core fans really liked you and you still were gaining X amount per day, that's fine, because you know how it is on Instagram. You could have however many followers, but it's about the story views. Like how many people are currently watching your posts and watching your videos. Same thing with Twitter, same thing as YouTube.
You're only relevant as you are in that time and in that moment, and
like if Mr. Beast, he has a couple 100 million subscribers, if he started getting 10k views per video instead of 100 million views per video, whatever, like no one cares about Mr. Beast. Like he's not Mr. Beast anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's completely just like Aiden Ross, Speed, all these like controversial streamers and stuff, they are big because they're relevant. If Aiden Ross stopped getting views, no one would care about Aiden Ross. You wouldn't look at him as Aiden Ross, you look at the next big guy. It's all about relevancy. It's all about cash flow. You can have 10 million, but like now if you're cash flowing a couple grand a month and you have to work a 9 to 5, like, you're not rich.
Yeah. No, and I think like a lot of people don't understand like active income and passive income. Everyone that joins the wealth, they want to find a way to make money. That money just
The easy way.
that just comes in their account.
A lie of passive income, but they actually have to do the active work.
No one talks about the active income, and it's like no one's trying to find out how to get that to come in. They just want to find that way to have that passive
4-hour
income
work
stream.
week.
Yeah.
I almost just tell people it's better to just tell yourself it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like it's better almost to just tell yourself, okay, until the day I die, if I want something, I have to work for it. Forget passive income. Okay, if I just do better than I thought and get to $30 million, then I have some passive income. Right, that's what I told myself a few years ago. So I forget, if I make millions, then maybe I can get a little bit of passive. But it's never really as passive as people say anyway, because you're always managing things. If you have property, you still have to manage it. You have to make sure the staff members are good. Like, it's never fully passive. There's obviously more. It's like a sliding scale. There's really active, like manual, like maybe you're really trading your time for money, and then there's pretty passive. It's never completely passive.
Yeah.
You can't just close your eyes and just hope. Let's say you have a property in Marbella right now. You have to make sure like no one's breaking into it, and people have to manage that. Otherwise, it's going to get taken by someone. Hooligans are going to come. It's not your property anymore. So you have to protect land. You have to protect crypto. You have to protect watches. You have to protect cars. You have to protect your current relevancy. You have to protect your current cash flow. You have to protect everything. Everything that is worth having must be protected. So that's kind of my mindset. It's like active on everything. I think it's more fun that way anyway. I don't want to be sitting in bed with someone putting grapes in my mouth. That's not fun. It's not.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, even just chatting with you now, I think we're all on the same wavelength. We all think the same, and I feel good when I'm just completely slamming and just going all at it. When I'm chilling, like on the beach, relaxing.
Pressing, bro.
I go crazy.
I was just in Thailand. It was a $1,000 a night villa. I was there with a few members of my team, and I was looking at the view. I was like, they were taking Instagram stories, and for a second I was just watching them like take Instagram stories. Obviously it was like for work as well, content, whatever. But I was just like, this is shit. Like, I'm not saying it's shit, but it's just like, I was like,
no one can understand this.
But it's not what it seems, because like, I don't even have to explain it, because I'm not trying to depress people. Like, don't go on holiday. Like, no, you want to make money. it's fun because we can do it, but it's not as fun as you think to just keep doing. You wouldn't want to just live on the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally live on the beach. But, but it's like, people say to me, oh, how often do you go in the pool? I have a hot tub. I've been in the hot tub like 3 times, and it's always just with a girl. It was never just like by myself in a hot tub, like just chilling. Like,
Yeah.
There's no chill time. In the beach, how often do I go on the beach? Like now, very rarely, because it's not as warm as it was before, and it's like, it's just not as fun as you think. Like, you've got things to do. Like you go for a swim in the beach, but then it's like, I could be doing this podcast. This podcast is giving me more influence, it's giving me more money. I'm developing my connections with you guys. It's more fun. I feel like I'm giving value to society.
Yeah.
I know it's a cliche term, but I feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
It's more difficult than swimming in the beach.
But I think as guys, we feel good doing that and feel good, progressing and moving forward. I went to Croatia in Greece with my wife, and I was visiting you, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Bro, like, it was beautiful. But like, man, we're doing nothing. And I was like, I need to get back to Dubai.
Yeah.
I was so close to like coming back early, but my wife would have killed me, bro. But like, just chilling on the beach and like, that's cool. But like, a couple of hours is enough. And then like,
There's only so
two
many-
weeks, bro.
Yeah.
I was going, and I wasn't going to the gym either. I was losing my mind. I was like, I need to get back and just grind. And as weird as it sounds,
Yeah, it does
me
sound weird.
grinding and being up for like crazy hours and getting no sleep and knowing that I'm progressing, moving forward, fuck, I'm happy.
Keeps you alive. Even
Yeah.
just talking to you
Yeah.
guys, like
Yeah.
it's
The
good, like, good
energy.
for your soul. It's like good for your, because like you don't often get to speak to people. Well, we do actually, because we have a lot of good friends. But it's like in traditional life, let's say you guys watching this right now, you almost feel like you're always holding something in. You can't like just get it off your chest because just hit the mic. You can't get it off your chest because everyone around you is going to look at you with envy and jealousy and all these things. It's like when you're just around other winners, you can just say what you want because if I say to these guys like, oh, I made this much money this month or I made this much money today or whatever, they're not going to be like, oh, fuck this guy. I'm like, they're just going to be like, oh shit. If anything, they're just going to be like, okay, we got to go harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's like if
exactly.
they tell me something, I'll be like, oh shit, like, I remember when I saw Joseph in the gym once, he was telling me like he had this fitness app and he has like, it's like a low ticket and he has this many people on the app and all this stuff. I was like, oh, he's doing well with this fitness app. I wasn't like, fuck, I gotta like, I was just like, oh shit, like, that's good. Like, okay, maybe one day I can create an app and like, okay, so he has someone manages other people's, like, he works with other influencers and he has other people, like you build apps with other people.
We've got a
whatever.
software company, we build apps that do what I do and we help them.
Right, I remember at the time I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, you can just apply it to yourself. Like, you win or you learn. You can always just discard what's useless, just take what is useful. So it's
Yeah.
like,
But I think most people in life, when they hear about other people doing X, Y, Z, they're like, oh, fuck that guy. It's just they've got that negative mindset, and it's that mindset that stops them from achieving what they want to achieve.
But that's what we were saying before. That's why I like that 8 billion point so much, because there's 8 billion people. So it's like, even if let's just say naturally, let's just say, hypothetically, I'm the most envious, jealous, hate other people doing well person in the world. And like when you tell me you're doing well, I'm like, oh, like, it's still, as a smart, rational person, it's still better to be like, okay, I hate Joseph because he's doing well, but I'm just going to listen and learn, and then together we're stronger against the other 8 billion people.
Yeah.
So like, even if you're the most jealous idiot in the world, it's still better to just be like, all right, I need to still keep a good network. It's like, why? But my point is like, why would you compete with these 6 people, these 8 people, these 3 people around you, when you can compete against the other 8 billion?
Yeah.
So true.
I don't get it.
People are just very, very blind. Like I'm always in the thoughts of like, I wish to you whatever you wish to me times 1,000.
That's good. I'm not
That's a good one.
Yeah. So like, if you wish me like lots of success, I wish that back to you times 1,000. But if you wish for me all this negative stuff, well, I wish the same back to you times 1,000.
That's good. I've not heard that before. Super good. I like that. And also, what's really interesting is you can completely tell if someone wishes you good or wishes you bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can actually tell.
Yeah.
It's like an energy thing that you can't. You know how like girls post these like motivational quotes in their Instagram story. It's like what it is like people lie, but energy doesn't lie. If he wanted to, he would. All these things girls do. Right?
Subliminal
Yeah,
message
yeah.
to the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, but it's like there's actually a lot of truth in what these girls post. It's like, yeah, energy is completely everything, and you can tell if someone's like trying to use you, or they have bad energy for you, or if they're toxic, or you don't want them around. Like you can tell. And there's a different type of use. Like there's 2 types of uses. Like we're right now using each other, but we're not like using in the bad way.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to use people. Like you should. You should be using your friends because like I give you value, you give me value. But then it's like using is like when you're just trying to take without giving. That's when the use becomes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I said, there's 2 different types of trust. There's like, I can trust you in the sense of like, okay, let's make the example even easier. I trust my mum will never betray me or do something to harm me. But I don't trust my mom in a business point of view. I trust you more than my mom in terms of business and like helping me get to the next level. But I trust obviously my mom more in terms of like she's never going to do anything to harm me because she's my mom, of course, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's two types of trust. You trust your girlfriend or wife with things, but you don't trust with a lot of other things. Like she's a woman. She doesn't know life as a man. It's different.
Funny you say this, because me and my wife joke about this all the time. My wife wants my seed phrase, you know, in case I die or get hit by a car.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yes, I trust her 100%. I just don't trust her because she's gonna put it in her notepad, her fucking phone's gonna get hacked.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
You know, like, I trust her because she'll never do anything. And yeah, if I did get hit by a car, at least she can have it. But I don't trust her ability to keep it safe.
That's such a good point. So even now, my brother, he has like the crypto, and we share money. Like I trust my brother fully. He helps me in business, like it's whatever. And it's like I don't know the crypto thing, but I'm just hoping he doesn't get hit by a car. But yeah, it's like whatever. But yeah,
it's funny, yeah. Two types of trust.
I really like what you're saying about energy. Like you also talk a lot about how like money is energy, and like if you're making like $10,000 a month, you deploy that energy or that money back into yourself.
yeah. Like each pound, dollar, euro, Dubai dirham, whatever currency you want to use, is a soldier.
Yeah.
So it's like the reason why I believe so much in cash flow is because I want to make millions of soldiers a month. Let's say I want to make millions a month, but then I want to spend millions a month. I don't want to make any money that I'm not spending. I want to get it and instantly spend it. So that's why for a while I had all this money coming in. I was like, I need to try and move with the supercars. It was coming in more than I could spend it out. So I was like, okay, I'm investing in this and this and this, but I need to just get more of it out. So it's like each pound you make as a soldier and you want to deploy your soldiers. Like let's say you go into war. This country and this country. This country has X number of soldiers. This country has 5X the soldiers. There's been so many times in history, human history, where the country, the nation, the team, whatever you want to call it, with way less soldiers have won the battle because their energy and the morale and the way they use the soldiers is better. And my favorite quote of all time is from Napoleon. He says, "The moral is to the physical as 3 is to 1." Right? Basically meaning your energy and morale and conviction and your will and determination to win is 3 times more important than physical reality. I could be broke right now and lose everything because my energy is so good and my conviction, who I am as a person, is so strong. I'll make more money than the guy who just gets given 10 million from grandparent who died or their dad who died, or you know what I mean? It's like it's a different. Your energy is everything. It's 3 times more important than your physical reality. You could be living in Dubai right now. We have all the advantages. We have all the connections around. But some guy living in Michigan, in the middle of nowhere, in Indiana, let's say, he can be way more successful because he's so much hungrier than us. Maybe not us because we're super crazy, but another person.
I fully believe that 100%. And
My favorite quote.
Yeah, I really like that. I've never heard that. And conviction is so important, man.
And that's from Napoleon, the best war general ever. So like it shows you, and that's like with actual troops.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. I'm just trying to say like you can have 20,000 soldiers. Someone has 100,000 soldiers, way more soldiers, whatever. These guys will win because those 20,000s are working together. And remember, like it's another point. I forgot the point exactly. I'm not going to go down there because I'm going to paraphrase it too much. I might butcher it. But the point is, it's like if you and your brother are going to have a fight, you'd almost back yourself against 3 or 4 strangers, even though it's like 2v3 or 4. Because you guys are brothers, they might like half like each other. One of the guys is messaging this guy's girlfriend and they're not even close. Like the 2 brothers are going to beat these 4 guys in a fight, a physical fight, because they're not willing to die for each other. But these 2 are willing to. I love morale and energy. It's such a, again, applies to door-to-door sales because, I mean, this is a sales lesson, but I was knocking on doors over and over and over again. And like, when I was not getting a sale, I was like depressed. Sure, this is the same with you in lottery. Like, what the? Should I just do something else? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, I got kicked out of uni and now I'm doing this. It's not working. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm not going to be successful. You have all these doubts. And I was like, okay, how can I just make sure I don't have such a spike in emotion this way and down? Happy, sad, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, just tell myself that each door you knock on is worth this much money, then I'll be way more motivated. If you tell yourself every door you knock on is worth £5, then when you decide you want to go home, you're just going to say, okay, knock on 5 more doors. When you're broke, £25, $35, whatever, good, I'll take it. So you just quickly bang them out. And the thing is, like, because what I did is I worked out £100 per sale, every $25 sale, it's £4 per door. So I told myself, instead of going home, knock on 5 more doors, that's £20. And even if you don't make a sale, because of the law of averages, it is actually £20.
I did that too.
So what you'd end up doing is you'd actually end up knocking on a 5 doors, £20, nice. Being like, that was it, like 5 more doors, £20, 5 more. Before you know it, it's an extra 15 doors, you probably made a sale because every 25 you make a sale. If, okay, 15, you have a good chance of making a sale. And then because I made a sale, now my confidence and energy is back up, and then you keep going. So it's like, it's all about, like what Napoleon said, the moral is the physical, the 3 is the 1. It's not about your current situation. I'm the same guy, the same salesman with the same sales ability, but now the way I view selling, my energy, my my will to like knock on doors is so much different because I now said it's worth £4 a door instead of, because before when you're doing commission, I'm sure you guys can all relate. When you're doing commission, if you don't sell, you don't make any money.
Yeah.
That's depressing if you don't make any sales. But if you tell yourself it's this much money,
You would just keep doing it and doing the numbers. And
same thing with social media. You can apply that with YouTube videos. You can apply that with fitness sessions. We worked out Conor McGregor, says he's worth $1 billion. 15 years of training, 2 sessions a day. 10,900 sessions, I said. Billion divided by 10,900 sessions. It works out to be 91,000 American dollars per session. So since McGregor started training, he's got paid $90,000 per fucking session. Craziest stat ever, isn't it? Same thing with you in fitness. Each time you went gym actually made you so much money. So it's like same thing as now. This YouTube video might make me 0, might get me no views, but in the future when I'm a huge YouTuber, like the biggest, let's say, it'll be worth so much.
it's one of the bricks in the wall.
And I feel like people should use that mindset when starting out. If they've got a fear of like it not working, just look at the numbers and be like, okay, if I post 3 times a day for 3 months, I know I'll get this many followers. Same thing.
A lot of people don't realize how much a lot of things come down to a numbers game. Even with like what we teach inside the Wealth Network, we teach a lot about high ticket sales, and it all starts in the DM. You have to do a DM outreach. You have to start conversations. You have to initiate that conversation to book them into a call. I'm like, okay, how much DMs have you sent out this week? Oh, maybe about 10, 20. I'm like, bro, you need to be sending out 60 a day at least. 20 in the morning, 20 at lunchtime, 20 at night. Do this for 30 days straight without fail. But no one puts in that time and the effort to do the numbers. But if they did that, 60 DMs times 30 days, I'm not good at maths, but it's a big...
1,800, yeah.
Like, you're a good maths guy, aren't you?
I'm super quick at maths, yeah.
It's like a lot of messages. You're going to get some responses. Some of these people are going to be interested. You're going to book into a call and you can sell them on a 5K fitness program. It's just
And
no
also,
one puts in that effort.
Also, like, okay, let's say you make a sale. Yeah, let's say it's a 5-ticket program. Let's say you make a sale every 1,500 DM. Or even, let's say every 1,800.
Yep.
If you do 1,800 a month, 60 times 30 a day, 60 times 30, that's 1.8. You make a sale a month, 5K a month. It's good. Very good start anyway. But let's say you're doing, 20 a week? So let's say about 100 a month, 80 to 100 a week, 90 a month, let's say. It'll take you 20 months to make one sale.
Yeah.
It'll take you over a year and a half to make a sale. And also, it won't take you a year and a half because what will actually happen after 6 months of making no sales? After 2 months making no sales, you're going to quit. So really, it's completely exponential. It's completely like binary. It's like this one, you're going to, because that's the thing. This one is 0 when you quit. This one is 5K a month and you'll scale it to millions potentially.
Yep.
So it's like, it's 0 or millions.
Yep.
Back to the thing with Conor McGregor. He could have done like 10% less work and then not even been a pro fighter.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's interesting, they said, I think Hamosi said this, and it's interesting because I remember talking about this exact point with my brother about how we need to work the extra 1% harder. It makes such a big difference. And then the next day I saw Hamosi talk about this. He said a 7 out of 10 book versus a 9.5 10 out of book. 7 out of 10 book and a 9.5 out of 10 book. He said this 9.5 out of 10 book takes 20 times more work than 7 out of 10.
I saw that, yeah.
But the 9.5 sells 1,000 times more than 7. And it's actually true when you think about it, because there's loads of decent books. There's not that many amazing books. So it's 50 times more the efficiency, 20 times more work, but 1,000 times more the sales. So it's like, it's so worth going the extra mile.
Yeah, I've never thought about that. That's a
Even with
really good way to
60
put
DMs
it.
thing, it's like, okay, imagine you did 30 DMs, it's going to take you 2 months to make a sale. But then it's like, if you do 60 DMs a day, like you're saying, and say it's every 1.8, it's the same. It's not 1.8, it's way higher than that.
But then you've also learned that it works.
And then you'd be more efficient.
Then you'd be more efficient, and you'd be like, okay,
More confidence.
if I'm doing this, why didn't I get an appointment set to do this as well?
Yeah.
Why didn't I get 2?
But
And
that's only like compressed action.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just opens up like
That's why I think at the beginning as well, it's so important to like, you know how like people like always think, I need to hire this guy, I need to hire this, I need to have a team. Like I've never been, even now I don't have that big of a team, it's just everyone does so much. I believe in that more because it's like, why can't you yourself work a 9-to-5 job? On your lunch break, you could send 30 out to 60 DMs. Then in the car home, I'm not saying like, go on your phone while driving, but I mean like, if you really wanted to, you could.
Yeah.
It's like, and then when you got home, before you even have any food, before you even talk to anyone, let's say you go there, or let's say your mum's there, whoever you live with, whatever.
when you're on the toilet.
Just on the toilet, you can do another 30. That's it, done. So
Yeah.
it's like, why not just do another 8? Like, you could just do so much, and that's your DMs done, and then you can post more content, so then you have more people to DM, or more leads, or more whatever. It's like, there's unlimited things you can do, but people are like, no, I have to hire appointments there before they've even begun. I feel like it's better to almost do everything yourself at the beginning, because then you can be like, okay, this is how much time this task takes.
Yep.
Like I have a lot of guys who are like, bro, this takes like half an hour, this task. I'm like, it doesn't, it takes 8 minutes.
Yeah,
8 minutes.
because you've done it.
Like, no. And I'm like, okay, we'll get on a Zoom call, I'll show you, it takes 8 minutes. Like, oh, okay, fair enough. Another thing, this is the best advice I can give the whole podcast, the best advice I can give probably to you guys as well.
Yep.
Go on this website called monkeytype.com. Do you know your words per minute on typing?
No.
Bro, we should do this after this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to test you guys. So on a keyboard, I do 133, that was my highest.
Yep.
133 words a minute. I'm
Is
a
that
quick
good or
type-
is
very
that,
quick?
Yes, yeah.
So I did a typing course, my mum forced me when I was 9 years of age. And I'm very quick, average like 65. So if you're like typing like this,
Yeah.
you're definitely like 60, 65.
Yeah. Fucking my dad's like this.
Yes, that's like crap, obviously. So it's like, if you think about it, it's back to the point about exponential. It's not just that I'm 2 times as quick, it's like, it might be 100 times the money.
Yeah.
Like, if you say we test yours and you guys are like 65, over a course of a lifetime, think about it, it takes you 10 hours to time something, it takes me 5. You're losing millions.
Yeah,
And it takes an hour, it took me an hour a day for 100 days in a row to become that good. So it's only 100 hours, but you'll save, after it's just only 100 hours of typing work, you'll make the 100 hour back. So it's my best advice I can give any of you. You should really do it. I've been telling all my team, you have to do it, like it's mandatory.
The more efficient you can be at certain things, you'll achieve way more, yeah.
Because one human, and listen to this, Patrick Bet-David said this, he was talking to some famous billionaire, he said, this blew my mind as well, he said, the billionaire told Patrick, he's like, listen, one 10 out of 10 player, one 10 out of 10 player is 20 times more efficient than 3 8 out of 10 players. It's like, what the fuck? Crazy. You have one guy 10 out of 10, you have 3 who are 8 out of 10, and this guy's still 20 times as strong as these guys. It's like, there's no way. It just shows you that it's completely exponential. It's like, it's completely exponential because like, imagine you look at your life and it's like, you nearly got to that point of exponential growth, but you never quite got there. Then you got to 65 and then you died. You got to 75 and then you died. You never quite experienced that exponential growth. But if you were 2 times as quick, you'd have got to that exponential point years ago. And then you would have made billions instead of zero money, or made millions instead of 10K.
Yeah.
And I think also it's important to have a really strong team. Like you're saying about the conviction 3-1, right? If you have that conviction in your team, then you know they're going to be able to make you more money.
Great point, yeah. I feel like if you don't trust your team, and I'm guilty of this in the past as well, like you almost want too much control, so you're almost afraid to delegate. It's like a fear of the business is doing not too good, but then it's like you end up losing more time than just doing it yourself.
Yeah.
It's like there's no point even having the member staff. Like they have to be good, or you might as well just do it yourself.
Yeah, and you need to have a team that can do stuff on their own initiative, and not have to be told do this. If you have to micromanage them, 1, they don't like it, and 2, it's just your time, your effort, your energy. You need a reliable team that can just execute and get it done.
But like you're saying about filtering, like having a 10 out of 10 person versus 7 out of 10 like employee, if you just like filter the amount of applicants you get to your business and you really qualify them to make sure each person you're getting on your team is like high quality, then the business should, in theory, do like 20 times better, right?
Yeah, because sometimes I think to myself, if I cloned myself, think about how much further I'd be ahead. That actually proves that that point is true.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's like, if you have a business, you see yourself as like the best guy because like you're irreplaceable because it's your business, let's say. Especially with the whole personal brand stuff, right? So it's like you're the 10 out of 10 guy, let's say. And it's like if you had another one of you'd be more than double successful.
Yeah.
You'd be like, imagine I'm doing a podcast now, and I'm also doing a podcast somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I have 2 people messaging YouTube editors like, get this done, and I'm like, I'll be a machine.
Yeah, you definitely work.
That's the point. You almost can clone yourself by just working way harder.
Yeah.
That's what people don't realize. And again, like if one guy works 5 hours and one guy works 10, the guy who works 10 is not getting double the results. He's getting 500 times the results.
Yeah.
That's what people don't realize. No one seems to understand how, like, study mathematics. Like 2 times 2 is 4, but then times 2 again is 8. Then it goes exponential.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
2 squared is 4. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 32, 64, 120. It goes up. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's
numbers.
exponential.
So basically, the more you do, the more compound effect you'll get.
Precisely. So it's like it's the hardest at the beginning, but then before you know it,
Yeah.
exponential. So it's like you just got to quickly get to the exponential part. Because like now we're at the point where we can't stop. But at the beginning, there's a part where you're like, oh, maybe I should quit this. But then it's like if you just keep going, no one ever stops when you're on the way up.
No.
You only stop when it's like on that low part of the graph.
and you're not seeing that progression.
So you can start the bull run in yourself whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We touched on books before, and I actually just wanted to ask you something. Do you read books yourself?
No.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, neither do I.
So,
Not anymore.
yeah, not anymore, that's the mate. So when I was 16, 15, 16,
Wait,
7.
sorry, before you go into this, has the Red Bull arrived? Do you want Red Bull? I'm good.
Yeah, Red Bull, yeah.
No, keep it going.
No, stop.
Yeah, keep it
Just
going.
quickly
yeah.
grab me Red Bull. I don't want to stop the momentum.
And then books, yeah. Do you read books?
No, so like I said, I used to read books.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good for Red Bull.
When I was 15, thank you. When I was 15, 16, I used to read. 17, I used to read. But then I stopped reading because I just found it very repetitive. All the self-help books were basically all the same. It's very much just like, can they pick this up on the mic?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
But in 10 minutes, my guy has to go.
Yep. Okay, cool. We'll wrap it up in 10 minutes. Yep.
Is that okay?
100%. Yeah. Yep. Easy.
Yeah, so I don't read books because it became very repetitive and it's just telling me things I already know.
Yep.
And also it is just very slow how you get the information. So for example now, if I spoke to you, how long does it take to read a standard book?
Yeah, fuck, I can't read for shit. So for me, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In terms of, give me the number of hours it can.
Yeah.
Well, let's say if you do 2 hours a day, you get through, 20 pages?
I don't know. I haven't read a book in so long. Just tell me that. How long do you think it'll take to read the whole book?
Well, let's just say if you read it all day, let's just say 2 days.
I think 30 hours.
I think even long. Yeah. Okay. Let's just
Yeah.
say. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. 30 hours, right? I just told you guys about that typing course.
Yep.
That typing course, 100 hours. So would I rather read 3 books or be me at typing? Definitely me at typing.
Yeah.
Like that will change your life. Those 3 books can tell you just work a bit harder, and like you already know that. It's like it's not as practical. And then also, it's like, okay, would I rather spend 30 hours reading, or would I rather spend 30 hours talking to you? Which one am I going to get more information with?
Yeah.
I'll learn way more things I can actually apply in my life talking to you or talking to another successful person than reading those books. Because the book, you read all of that to maybe get this one nugget. Whereas when you're talking to someone who's your friend or someone who you know is doing well in business, each conversation is a nugget because you're asking specific questions to each other.
Like, I definitely think books are good because, it's someone's knowledge and information that they've acquired on a certain thing, their whole life experience into one book, and you can download that in 30 hours, but you have to also be self-aware of yourself and how do you consume information and how do you understand it. For me, reading a book, I can fucking read a book and it doesn't sink in, bro.
Yeah.
The dots do not connect to my head. I just read it. I read the page and I'm like, what did I just read? But like for me, the best way for me to absorb information is talking.
Yeah.
If I was talking to Elon Musk and he was telling me this, I would be absorbing it like this. But if I read that in Elon Musk's book, I'd read it and be like, huh?
It's not real.
Yeah, I'm not good at absorbing information from a book, but other people are. You just have to be self-aware enough to understand what is your best way to absorb information and learn.
But even then, like we were talking about 30 hours, it's not. I'd kind of disagree with that point about it's 30 hours to download all their information because, like you said, it doesn't come in, it doesn't sink in straight away. So it's like you have to repeat that
Reread
book
the
many
page.
times. You have to reread it. So maybe you have to reread it 5 times. Okay, it's not going to be 30 times 5 because maybe you're going to skip certain parts that are not so interesting. Okay, but maybe it's 100 hours.
Yeah.
It's like one book to download that little bit of information or give me the typing course, an actual skill. Or we're going to start a skill, short form content, as we were saying before. And 100 hours will make us better than 95% of people. So one book or better than 95% of the world at one thing, let's say playing the violin. Give me the violin skill.
Yeah.
You know how cool it'd be to be that pretty good at the violin? Like, I'd rather that than a book. So it's like now there's no time to read. Or, again, if you have a personal brand, would rather put 30 fucking hours into a book or 100 hours to say rereading it, or would rather do 52-hour podcast.
Yeah.
That's actually the best. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's probably the best answer
That's-
because you guys
that's
are on social
Yeah.
media.
And you have to think about it, like, when you read that book, a lot of people read the book on these self-help and self-development to kind of learn stuff, but it's almost like they keep learning and they keep doing this, but it's just procrastinating for them to take action.
The guy who sends the 20 DMs in the week, as we were mentioning before, 10 minutes before this, the guy who sends 20 DMs a week versus the guy who should send 60 times 7 for 20 DMs a week. This guy could have read way less books, be way dumber, but he's just done 21 times the volume of DMs as this guy. He sent 21 times the DMs, 420 versus 20. right? He's had 21 times the number of DMs, but he's read way less books. This guy will make way more money.
Yeah.
This guy's actually going to get clients. He's living a good life. He's living in Dubai. He has a girlfriend. He's in good shape. He can afford to go to a gym. He can afford nice food, blah, blah, blah. This guy, he's a bookworm. He's got no money. Okay, maybe he's smarter in pub quizzes, but
I would
that's
say
not my
like
life goal.
read when you're rich, really.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you
Reading's a
want to.
hobby, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to educate yourself, why would you not talk to other people who are successful and be like, yo, bro, like, so what do you guys do with this? How do you market this? How do you, why? Because I asked these guys when I walked in, why do you have like so many cameramen / videographers? I have like one basic guy, and it's like, okay, but then their guy, I'm sure their videos are better. Okay, cool. So
You
how does that
learn
work? Okay,
constantly,
and
yeah.
after this podcast, I was actually going to ask you this. Okay, how do you pay people? Do you pay like, how do you pay videographers? Like, how do you know how much it's worth to pay people? Because for me, all my guys, I pay them on, a lot of the guys I work with, I'm paying them on commission. So even with my door-to-door sales team, obviously they're paid on commission. A lot of the guys I work with, I tried to pay them on commission over, like certain targets, they have to hit certain targets to get money. I don't like paying people wages because it creates a culture of like, it's okay, you know. Again, we were filming for 4 hours, but we only got 10 hours of content. It's back to that point, like I like to like, you know.
You have to have things, you know, set in stone, and
It's easier to manage.
yeah.
And then you have to micromanage because you know it's on commission. Okay, you don't want to work for me. Okay, you get zero. Like, fine.
Yeah.
Get zero. I'm
And-
not paying
yeah.
you anything then.
And you could pay someone a salary, and they might not be doing anything for you to
Zero
get
initiative.
ROI.
Yeah. They don't take the initiative. They're like, oh,
But if they're on commission, they're going to do more than what they would because they have to get that, you know, commission for
Bro.
themselves. So they're going to get the sale.
when I was working in retail, so I was
Yeah.
in my gap year, I was working for 2 months in retail to make a bit of money, save up a bit of money, right? I was getting paid just a flat fee, right? I used to go to the toilet, sit on my phone.
Yeah.
I used to just hide in the changing rooms, go on my phone. Manager would catch me and I'd be like, oh, it's not what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. You know, but when I was working my door-to-door sales job and I was tired, I was like, no, like, I was in this dilemma. I was like, if I go home, I know that I haven't made a sale today and I get the whole day was for nothing.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if I stay, I don't want to, I'm tired, I'm not going to make a sale, my confidence was low. But then I told myself, law of averages, you get £4 per door, then I was unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's the best thing ever.
A mindset shift. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
The moral is the physical is 3 is to 1. Napoleon, the best war general ever said that. So it's like, it's certified knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because it's not about the 20,000 or 100,000. It's will those 20,000 actually fight? These 100,000, they're getting their commission, they're getting their wage, they're getting their, this is your job and blah, blah, blah. These 20,000, they're incentivized, they feel like we have to fucking kill these people. Like, it's a different game.
Different game.
So
yeah.
it's almost like you need quality over quantity, but you need quantity to get the quality.
I always say that point, yeah. It's my favorite point, yeah. Because people, that's another point, just quickly, I know you guys have to go. It's the point of like, people say, oh, like smart work or hard work. And it's like, I think Steve Jobs said this, it's like, you only know what smart work is by doing all the hard work. It's like, you only know how to send a DM by sending the 1,800 DMs in the month, not the 20 DMs a week, 90 DMs a month.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Hey, we've been here for quite a while. I'm not sure how long, and the camera guys have to go. If it wasn't, we'd probably be here until 7 in the morning if we got enough Red Bulls.
I was enjoying this, man.
But,
I really don't want to.
Hey, is there anything that you want to you know, like finish off, and what's your advice to, I guess, anyone just wanting to change their current situation and get out of their current 9 to 5 and just make something for themselves? And I think we'll wrap it up there.
My best advice, I always tell people, do more, think less. It's 100% the biggest thing that changed my life. I just started telling myself, stop thinking so much, do more, because naturally if you're watching this, you're going to be a smart person, otherwise you wouldn't be studying self-improvement content. We're all smart people, but the biggest thing that holds every smart person back is like trying to rationalize everything, trying to analyze the consequences of everything. Do more, naturally you're then going to think less, and you're going to just be more confident, and you're going to remove all the doubt, because action removes doubt. And if you do loads more than you were previously doing, then you have way more data to analyze, you have way more to analyze, you have way more performances to analyze, like, okay, this gym session was good. Again, back to the point, if you have a diet, right, and you follow it for 3 days, you don't know if it's a good diet or not. But then if you do it for longer, you have more data to analyze. This diet was good for me, the keto diet, blah, blah, blah. So do more, think less, your life will change. Do so much more that you feel like you're going too fast, you're going to crash. That's when you're starting to do just enough.
Yeah.
That's my best advice.
I really like that, and I agree with that 1,000%. Anyway, bro, hey, it's been good having you here. Been good chatting. Good to finally connect after a while. We'll catch up tomorrow. We'll get a gym session in and talk some more. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. We'll leave all the details down in the description and blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff.
Okay, guys, boys.